Moksh, mate, absolute pleasure, my friend.
Absolute pleasure being here as well.
Yeah, how's Bali been?
Bali's been good. It's a place that I can definitely get used to, and I
Yeah.
think it's not going to be my first and last time coming here. I'll definitely be back, and yeah, that's the plan for sure.
Awesome, man. Well, let's kick off with the headline, which is, how's last month?
Last month was pretty good. We did around 19.7k
Yeah.
last month in cash collected, which was surreal.
Yeah.
It took everything out of me because it was my first 10k month, but also like my first 20k
Yeah.
month-ish.
Yeah.
But it's one that I'm super grateful for. Obviously, as you said, right? Like you want to build the thing first and ship it out and then fix things later. So that was me with like the sales pipeline last month, with like the fulfillment last month. Everything was scrappy, but like we're going to fix it this month.
So good, man. Well, massive congratulations. And I guess let's take people through the journey
For sure.
of like, okay, so we jumped on, what was it, like 4 months ago? Roughly,
Yeah,
something
April
like that?
28th.
There we go. He knows it much better than I do. So good. So April 28th. What were you thinking before that? What even made you think, okay, it's time to get into coaching?
For sure. So I was sort of in my last semester of university. I was interning in private equity, and I was building this startup with my co-founder, who happened to be a very good friend of mine. And obviously, uni, you know, the natural thing to do is start applying for jobs for a grad role at the time. I was already working at a fund where my boss was, could have easily referred me to like a bigger private equity fund, and I would have gotten a job, but that would have been what, like 5k AUD a month at max, which is like fucking nothing. And then
compared to the month last month as
exactly,
well.
exactly, man. Like it's and like you have to go to office every day, and I just did not like the idea of it. So I sort of stopped applying for jobs in February. I was like, whatever's gonna happen in the next 4 months, I'll figure it the fuck out.
Nice.
And I was in that mind frame, and then obviously the startup that I was building, my co-founder had to move countries, so things fell apart, and then I was like, okay, what is my biggest skill set right now? Was building the personal brand and the systems that I built. How do I monetize it? I was like, either I go down the fulfillment agency route, or I go down the done with you consulting offer route. And I think I saw you in one of the testimonial videos on YouTube with someone, and I was like, okay, perfect, this sounds cool. Let me actually jump onto his YouTube and learn a bit more. I think it was a video where you were doing, if your coaching business is under 30k a month or something, these are the 30 things that might be going wrong with your coaching business. And I was like, fuck, this is insane value, man. And then I just DM'd you the word build, and we hopped on I hopped on the setting call with Morgan, and then the closing call with you. And ever since then it's been insane.
I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate that, and it's been so fulfilling working with you. But one thing I'd love to touch on is obviously yourself. Like, you got a big Instagram, clearly very successful entrepreneur. What convinced you? What got you over the line?
Right, I think it was obviously like that freaking animal instinct that came out when you were like, oh shit, it's gonna be this amount of money. I was like, fuck. I did not expect that, and I think there was like a bit of objection handling on your end as well, but I knew it was the right step. I knew it was the right thing to do, because if it was now or never at that point for me, right? So either I could have just stepped aside, tried to figure it out myself and waste a couple more months, or invested into a mentor and sort of catch that win and make those actions happen a lot faster. And I decided to do that, and I think I did not regret it at all, because number one, you've invested the money, you're going to feel the pinch, you're going to act a lot faster. Second, you've got access to a wealth of information from one person who's done it before you, and you're just going to follow that one person and no one else. You do that. And the third thing was just like the accountability, man. Like at every single point of time, since you scaled so many people before me, you know what is going wrong in someone's business at that point of time, and what's the bottleneck. I think that bottleneck focus is something that I value the most, because for me, I was a bit of a perfectionist before that. I was like, I'm going to build a full ass CRM, I'm going to build this out, I'm going to make it perfect for scaling, because obviously I wanted to build a startup before that. So there, you're already building for like thousands of users. But then your point was, hey, you have to get a few clients through the door first, even see if they want what you're selling or not. And that bottleneck focus really helped me sort of iterate fast, and that lean startup approach really worked.
Yeah, man, I love that. And then talking about that, so what do you think are the biggest things that we worked on? What do you think are the biggest things you worked on that got you from zero clients to where you are now?
For sure, man. I think firstly it was the offer, going down like the done with you route, and just really making sure that the offer that you have is out, the value of that offer is outsized for the price you're demanding. And then building that offer out, getting super laser focused on the ICP that we decided on, and then building out the sales funnel itself. How are you actually going to turn those followers, eyeballs, traction into converted client? Worked on that funnel together, and just staying accountable through and through. I think those were the three main things that we worked on together, and that trust building ecosystem, as you said.
It's so funny, because I remember you coming on the call and quoting that trust building ecosystem. You were like, you want that. Why was it that you were so keen on almost that product itself?
Yeah. I think it's, first of all, like, I believe, if you're a coach, the mechanism that you are providing for you, it's the trust building ecosystem. For me, it's the Meteor Boost protocol. You have to almost market it to a point where it's like, it's the most natural solution to someone's problem. And when it seems like the most natural solution, because for me, I knew I had the traffic, right? But I did not have the trust at that point for someone to buy. I did not have that funnel. I did not have that ecosystem. So in my head, it was the most natural solution for me, right? So that's why I came to your call and I was like, the trust building ecosystem naturally works because I'm on this call with you. So that was proof of concept for me, number one. Number two, once I bought from you, I was like, yeah, perfect. This is exactly how a coaching operation works. It should look like. And I sort of modeled my coaching operation very similar to yours. So that's why I was like, okay, trust building ecosystem, that's the one thing that I need right now.
I love that, man. And then what do you feel, you saw, okay, we implemented the trust, you started changing some of the content. What was the result of that in the DMs and then the sales calls that you're obviously taking?
The lead quality, from the first story sequence, I had like a bunch of shit leads to like now it's like very serious, ready to buy, no bullshit people in the DMs where it's like, and I can now sort of hard qualify them as well. I can just go, it's going to be multi 4 figures US. It's going to be mid 4 figures US. Only if you're serious can we actually jump on the call. And these people are like, people who run massive operations, fintech software owners. These are like, huge legacy businesses. Very serious, ready to buy people rather than just time wasters. And I feel like my audience has gotten to a point where they know that I have a service or an offer at the back end that I'm selling. Only if they're actually serious about it with their DM.
I love that because I think if we think about where we joined at the start and we did some closing training right at the start and it was like you're obviously very bright, but it's like a skill, right? It's like anything like 100%. Content which you obviously have your clients with. It's that skill, and for you to have the conversation we just had offline where you were like, someone was just wasting your time on a call and you were just like, see you later. Like you might have a chance in 10 minutes, but you just said to them, see you later, right?
See you later, 100%. Because I feel like that abundance mindset, and it's part of the mindset module as well within the Free Thinkers community, where it's like, if you were to service to, and I'm not trying to be racist here, gay, black, one-legged depressed men in America, you're still going to find 8,000 leads, right? And I've gotten to that point where it's like, the best leads come to the freaking call and they're just ready to pay without objections. And since I've had that experience before, for me to like objection handle for way too long is just not worth my time and worth bringing my morale down. So at that point I just go, hey, just fuck off. Right?
I love that. I love that. But that's what you want, right? Because we want to create a business where people want to work with us as opposed to having to send all the outbounds and stuff. You've done the hard work with the content, but now I love that you're able to not only make an incredible month last month, but now just be like, I don't need you.
Yeah, I don't need you. Exactly. Yeah, for
so
sure.
Good. It's so good. And then what do you think of the other needle moving things? We had the whiteboard session earlier. What are the other things that you think you're thinking like next steps here? Where do you want to take this?
100%. I think the next needle moving tasks are number one, like being consistent with the content and really pumping up the ICP specific content, whether it's through YouTube long form assets or Instagram, and then build like just connecting and plugging together that YouTube as well as Instagram to separate the buyers from just the viewers. That's one needle moving task that we're definitely going to be working towards together. And then second was like having more in-person events. Mastermind, the Bali Mastermind was definitely a good step in the right direction. Having like retreats just to show that you're building this community that's real. It's a club, it's a movement that people want to be part of. I think second was that. What else did we decide on doing? Hiring an appointment setter and creating that leverage, because like last month, as I said, it was like 53 calls that I took. I don't want to be taking those number of calls. It genuinely like it drains your soul. So getting that leverage where like the minute I post a story sequence, I have a day in my calendar that's booked out with ICP closing calls, and like you go through those closing calls, you close a certain percentage, and there's money in the bank account. That's essentially what I want to work towards.
Sounds good to me, man. And I guess for talking about that, what's the aim next month? Where do you want to take
this month I want to do 30k first, and then next month I think we should just like start aiming for those 50k months.
The thing is, I said if you hit 30k, I'd fly you to Bali, and then you just did it yourself. It was like
I was actually very motivated to I was like, okay, perfect, let's fly to Bali. I told my ops manager that we're gonna be doing 30k just to fly to Bali, and then just somehow a Bali plan just came out of nowhere. Here we are.
It's so cool, man. And I guess last step here is obviously people listening will be thinking about, on the fence or not. What would you say to someone who's on the fence?
If you have a monetizable skill, if you genuinely, believe that you can provide value, I don't see why you won't invest and start working with someone like Saul, because yes, you can figure it out by yourself, but why actually would you do that? Firstly, if you're actually looking to get into the coaching space, the one thing that will separate you from someone else who's apprehensive to invest into themselves is that if you can't invest into yourself, how can you expect someone else to invest into you? Second is, if there's like proof of concept, if someone else has done it for themselves and scaled other people, like genuinely just, it's not about the perfect person to work with. It's actually just about working with a person that's done it before you that can help you unlock that speed. And third is just like have that trust. Like genuinely, if you're signing with a mentor, you have to trust them to help you out, and they will 100% help you out. Yeah. So I think those are the three things that I would say. Like if you're on the fence, like I don't know why you're on the fence. Like 100% sign after this testimony. So 100%.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.